Welcome to another episode of Bears News Network. I'm your host, Mike Anderson, alongside with my co-host, DeAndre Cootie Hicks, where we talk Chicago Bears, sports like Chicago and do, man. And also the number one channel on YouTube that give out prizes and tickets twice a year. This will be our second year doing it, man. We did it last year. So only thing you have to do is hit that subscribe button. That's all we ask you to do. You automatically enter the raffle just like anybody else. But tune in to us, check us out, hit that subscribe button. In this episode of Bears News Network, we're going to get into the Chicago Bears secondary being ranked 19th in PFF rankings and some teams that was questionable, Cootie, that was ahead of the Bears that we're trying to figure out how
Yeah.
they were. And also, we're going to get into our schedule predictions so far and see how our schedule is looking as far as what we predict the Bears will be at this point in the season. So all that coming up right here, right now on Bears News Network. Welcome back to another episode of Bears News Network. I'm your host, Mike Anderson, alongside with my co-host, DeAndre Cootie Hicks. The Chicago Bears secondary was ranked 19th by PFF coming into this year. And when you look at their rankings and some teams that was ahead of the Chicago Bears, how do you feel as far as their rankings? Cootie, 19th is a little bit too far for my liking, but what you think about the rank?
Yeah, the defense as a whole, we know what they did last season. They were keeping up with takeaways with the 49ers and stuff. So look at them as a whole, they're up there. And then the secondary, they're a part of that reason why we were getting those takeaways and being that high. But I just don't understand 19. Definitely between 10 and 15, I feel like would be better. But yeah, 19 doesn't sit right with having like the Broncos ahead of us, the Titans, the Raiders secondary, And don't get me wrong, there are some studs on those sides when you look at Patrick Surtain, Darius Sneed, and Jack Jones, but they don't compare to Jalen Johnson. One, already having that guy on our squad, that started to put us ahead of most. And then just with our young QB, I mean not QBs, our young cornerbacks have come in the league doing Tyreek Stevenson. How he's been ranked and how they feel like he's among some of the best already. Just with some of those things that they have going for them, I don't know how we slipped down that far.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't understand how we even made 19th. I feel like we could have topped the top 10 or, like you said, the top 15. But bring up the graphic again. When we look at the graphic of the teams that was ahead of the Chicago Bears, the Miami Dolphins at number 5, the Seattle Seahawks at number 7, the New Orleans Saints at number 10, but then the Packers in our division is at number 8, the Lions at number 11, and then the Vikings all the way down at number 27. But when you look at the middle of the pack, Cody, we can argue that our defense is better than some of those teams, like you
Yeah.
said, that's showing up on the screen. I can argue that our defense is better than Miami's, better than Seattle, and even better than New Orleans. Now, granted, the Packers do have a lot of first round draft picks on that roster, and they defense is sure enough. But I can agree with the Packers standing. I can
Yeah.
also agree with the Lions standing there being up at number 11. I can even agree that the Lions should be better than number 11 on that list as well. But just some questionable, rankings as far as with the secondary, as far as coming into this year. But when you look at another interesting stat with the Chicago Bears coming into this year, their defense is ranked 10th in the NFL just in 2024. They're ranked fourth in interceptions so far this year, Cootie, and teams that's in front of them are the Packers, the Vikings, the Saints. Those are the top three teams right now leading the NFL in interceptions. But we could see they had that 22 interceptions as the team whole, which led the NFL last year in 2023. And then this year in passing yards given up per game, they're ranked sixth with teams like the Browns, the Eagles, the Jets, the Texans, and the Titans are in the
Right.
top five. But one thing interesting that you brought out that shows here up on the screen is Jalen Johnson being PFF ranked 90.8 rating, which is the highest graded corner in the National Football League. And I don't
Yeah.
see if you have the highest graded corner in the National Football League that your secondary can be ranked 19th. That's just, abysmal to me and crazy. But like I said, we want to hear from you guys. Like,
Yes.
comment, subscribe to the channel, man. Let us know you guys' thoughts and how you feel about Jalen Johnson and the Chicago Bears secondary being ranked 19th. Let us know. That's today's question. What's PFF wrong ranking the Bears secondary 19th? Cody, you say yes,
You
I
know they
say
were.
yes, but we want to hear from you guys and see how you guys feel. Also, with another interesting stat with the Chicago Bears and just their defensive line and what they have done this year alone. One thing that stood out to me on that graph too, Cootie, is with them being able to not only have a strong defense, but granted, some of the teams on that list is not as strong as the Chicago Bears on the
Yeah.
defensive side of the ball. And granted, we could say that even last year, the Chicago Bears
Yep.
defense is good, but some teams have that defensive line presence to make their secondary be good. We're still struggling as far as with secondary. Like I said, the Chicago Bears are ranked 17th in sacks. So a lot of these teams that in the top 10, they have those big
Yeah.
defensive linemen that can rush the quarterback to make the timing of that ball come out a little bit quicker so you can have success on that secondary in that secondary and make those big plays. But let us know, like we said, we want to know your thoughts as far as was PFF wrong by ranking the Chicago Bears uh, number 19? Let us know your thoughts. Okay, Cody, just another quick interesting thing. We got into our schedule predictions this year. You know how we got into
Yeah.
that in our win and loss record. So this is for the people at home who don't know me and Cody. We made our schedule predictions of this year, and this is what our schedule predictions was about to pop up on the screen. I had the Bears going 10-7 this year. Cody has them going 12
Yes.
and
Yes.
so, with that being said, let's look at the losses already that's been happening. These were my losses coming up. We lost against week 2 versus Houston. I had us losing against week 4 at Los Angeles, but we end up winning that game. And then I got
Yeah.
us losing to Jacksonville would be the next game. So far, Cootie Els, he had us going with the loss against Houston and the loss against Jacksonville, but we did get the loss against the Indianapolis Colts.
Right.
So far with your record turning out and how it's looking, what you thinking about your record so far?
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. It might look a little bit more like yours on the good end, just because a lot of things that we didn't expect is, coming out to play with, Caleb Williams play and offense not clicking, things that we thought were gonna be we would get rolling off the bat. We really didn't, but I don't think it's gonna, like I said, I don't think it's gonna differ too much. I just know it might not be 12-5, maybe, like I say, more like yours, maybe 10-7.
Yeah. Another interesting gem that we wanted to talk about how the Bears defense on third downs are ranked fifth this year, only allowing 29% rate on third down versus opponents this year. So that's a good sign too, Cody. And also in the
Oh
red
yeah.
zone, something that we needed to get better at. We're actually getting better at in red zone and holding teams up. The Bears defense is ranked 10th in red zone versus opponents this year as well. So just a few interesting defensive gems to get out to you guys,
Yes,
just so
yes.
if you guys didn't know. And then, like we said, Jalen Johnson being ranked a 90.8, one of the highest graded corners in the NFL. Like I said, that should be a top 10 secondary already, just that alone,
Yeah,
with you
just
having one of
alone,
the
right.
best corners in coverage in the league. But one thing that we said does need to happen with that defense, Cootie, is even though we did go out and get Montez Sweat, it's the pressure, right? And it's us still
Yeah.
being able to create pressure on quarterbacks and how the Bears are still ranked at the bottom echelon of the league as far as that. It's 17th in sacks. So that's the number that we do want to get up because if we can get those sack numbers up and we had another a good pass rusher that was opposite of Montez Sweat that can go get his arm, then that secondary most definitely, no question, would not be ranked
Oh
19th.
yeah,
That it could be a top five secondary unit. And let's not forget, man, we did drop some interceptions. Jaquan Brisker dropped one this past week, but he did get one back. Let's
yeah,
not forget, Kyler Gordon did drop an interception in the Houston game that hit right in his hands, and Kevin Byard dropped the interception as well. So our interceptions rankings could be up a little bit further. Green Bay is leading though with interceptions in the league and turnovers in the league. So just our division rivals, like I said, with them having that all them first round draft picks,
yeah,
they no doubt about it have the number one good defense as far as takeaways. But like we said, man, we appreciate all the love and support. Let us know what's wrong, PFF wrong, ranking the Chicago Bears secondary 19th, man. What was wrong with them, Cootie? I don't know, man. They was
yeah.
tripping.
They were wrong. They were wrong.
They most definitely was wrong. But like I said, let us know you guys' thoughts. We want to hear from you guys. But before we get up out of here, we do want to congratulate
Let's
Alex
go.
Silver. He's this week's prize winner. Alex, thanks for your
Congratulations.
support. Thanks for subscribing to Bears News Network. We will have a prize winner every other week. So this Wednesday, this prize winner will be Alex Silver. Next week, we will not have a prize winner, but the next week after that. So every other week,
Yes.
we will have a prize winner. So Alex, please reach out to us at the bottom of the screen at bearsnewsnet1 at gmail.com in order to receive your prize. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, join the Bears News Network family. We appreciate all the love and support. And put anything you want to say to the people before we get up out of here.
Nah. You done hit him with the hidden gems. We got a prize on the end. We gave him a lot today.
So he said it, we said it. Be safe, Chicago. And like we always say, bear
Bear
down.
down.